When I was a classroom parent, I saw this really lazy second grader who did not want to read any books, so he purposely picked graphic novels. But even then, he was so lazy he didn't want to read them. He would just pretend to read the book and flip pages randomly back and forth. It was wild. In this book, Lily argues graphic novels definitely count as real books because lots of kids read them. By that logic, cereal boxes count as books. Lots of kids read them! But seriously, if they made a monthly Goosebumps graphic novel series, it would probably sell like hotcakes.
Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review.
The Barger family has moved into a new house. A new haunted house. 13-year-old Lily loves giving hugs. Her older brother Rory loves the games Tetris and Pac-Man. He says those games are from before her time. Rory, dude, you were born in 2010. Those games are way before your time, too. Lily's friend Megan tells the ghost story of Emily. She lived in this house 10 years ago. She invited some popular girls to a sleepover. The popular girls were really mean the whole time. When Emily fell asleep, they cut off her bangs and wrote, "I'm ugly," on her forehead. Emily started choking one of the mean girls. They threw her inside a closet to calm her down, but they didn't know it was a ghost portal closet. She fell through the portal and became a ghost. I have lots of questions about this ghost portal. Mainly, I want to know why nobody else can see or use the portal. People go in and out of the portal closet many times, but none of them die or fall into the portal. They just get cold. Rory has installed smart devices all over the house. They can turn on lights and shut windows. Emily's ghost takes over the smart devices. She says mean things, and she shuts a window on Megan's head. They're forced to cut off her braid to free her. Why is there so much hair horror in this book? Next, Emily turns the stove on, which causes the curtains to catch fire. Who puts curtains right above the stove? That's definitely a fire hazard. The stove fire chapter is strange because it's in the form of a letter written by Emily. This and the prologue are the only chapters from the villain's point of view, which is a shame because I think regular chapters from the villain's perspective would have improved this book a lot. It would also be improved if the stove fire chapter talked about the stove fire for more than 2 sentences. It is a total waste of a chapter. Rory invites his 3 buddies over to go ghost hunting. The plan is that they'll make a YouTube video of the ghost and become famous. They turn off all the lights and sit in the basement for an hour, saying nothing. That sounds like a terrible YouTube video. Nobody's gonna watch that. They get scared by a mouse and by Lily doing a fake-out scare prank. An hour later, they decide to check out the ghost closet. Why wasn't that the first place they checked? Seriously, only an idiot looks for an upstairs ghost in the basement. The 4 kids go into the haunted closet. One by one, they hear ghostly laughter, and they feel ghostly hands wrapping around their necks. They're so scared that they run out of the book, and worst of all, they forgot to make a video. Guess people will have to watch my YouTube videos instead. At school, Lily is horrified to discover a dead mouse in her sandwich. Its hair gets all over her tongue. It's super gross. Rory claims he doesn't know how the mouse got in her food, and since Lily has never read Go Eat Worms, this convinces her the ghost is real. Rory and Lily decide to get help from a comedy relief ghost hunter named Morgan Strange. He's a giant man who loves Girl Scout cookies. He claims to have a spirit cave filled with ghosts that he's captured. Morgan comes to their house to capture Emily, and he starts by searching the basement. Why? This is the second time somebody searched for the upstairs ghost in the basement. How are ghost hunters this stupid? Morgan sees a mouse and runs away screaming. We never see him again. Thanks for wasting 20 pages, Morgan. In the finale, the girls have a sleepover. Again, the ghost hijacks the house's smart system. She locks the doors, turns off the lights, and she plays music really loud. Ow, my ears. Emily appears in a cloud of mist and gives a big speech about how she hates intruders. Lily is distracted by the fact that Emily has been alone for 10 years. That's so sad. She hugs Emily. The other girls join in the ghostly group hug, and now Emily is nice. That's right, they defeat the big villain with the power of hugs. It's like I'm reading Wings of Fire 15 all over again. Usually Goosebumps books have a twist ending, but not this time. We get a joke ending where Rory asks if the ghost is real. Alyssa says she won't tell. Ha ha ha. The end. Postbook follow-up. This book is definitely better than the previous one. I like the idea of a ghost taking over all the technology in a house. It's just like the movie Smart House. I get the sense the author wasn't sure what to do with this concept beyond turning off the lights and shutting the windows. There could have been a lot more, like messing with the TV or the temperature settings, maybe an evil robot vacuum. I also have to ask how the ghost was able to put a dead mouse in Lily's sandwich. Seriously, that is way too complicated for a device that mainly just turns on lights. Reviewers seem split on Morgan's character. I thought he had the potential to be the best part of the book, but the way he runs out makes the entire segment with him feel like a pointless 20-page interlude, which was only done to make the book longer. You could say the same about the earlier 25-page interlude with Rory's ghost hunting buddies. I noticed the ghost did not do any technology stuff in those segments, making them feel even more unnecessary. Seriously, there's a whole chapter dedicated to explaining every piece of ghost hunting technology they have, and the technology ghost never touches it. I haven't been so disappointed by ghost hunting technology since Nancy Drew Midnight in Salem. Overall, I liked it a lot, but I think it needs a rewrite. Make the ghost hunting stuff more relevant, and do more with the concept of haunted technology. I'd also like the characters to have less generic personalities, because these feel like characters we've seen in dozens of previous Goosebumps books. I give Goosebumps House of Shivers number 5, The Last Sleepover, a 7 out of 10. As always, I'll finish with an AI-generated review of the book. AI reviews are not as funny an idea as they were when this review series started, but it definitely feels appropriate for the technology book to get an AI review. Arglefumph Book Review! Arglefumph Book Review! Okay, let's break this down. We open with a prologue where Emily is all confused because her friends just vanish? And then she's stuck haunting her old house for 10 years, which is like a lot of time to spend feeling grumpy. She's probably just bummed she never got a chance to finish her favorite Tetris game. Anyway, cue new family moving in, the Barger family. There's Lily, the hugger, spoiler alert, Rory, the tech nerd who's still stuck in 1989 with his love for Pac-Man, and Megan, who will unfortunately be subjected to all the weirdness in this house. First of all, Rory is so proud of his ice-cold closet, as though that's an amazing party trick. Megan does the obligatory spooky story time, and we learn that Emily was locked in the closet as a sleepover, which led to her transformation into a ghost. How charming! A little girl choking another girl at a sleepover? Classic Goosebumps material. But she eventually gets sucked into the ghost portal in the closet, like someone setting up a ghost-themed amusement park ride. Now, Rory thinks this is totally legit and wants to prove Emily's ghost existence with his Ghost Hunters Club. This is, by the way, after he shows off his mastermind, aka Alexa, which gets hijacked by Emily. She starts talking smack to them through this machine, locks Megan in a window, and, well, it's just a mess. But hey, Rory is all like, yep, that's a ghost, because clearly this tech genius hasn't figured out a simple prank yet. Rory and his buddies make their big plan to prove Emily exists, which involves ghost hunting equipment from a guy named Morgan Strange, who's basically a walking cookie jar, so that's fun. They try to explore the basement, but, surprise, nothing really happens, except for some mouse detection. Spooky. Then Lily plays a prank on Rory, and Emily's ghost starts taking over the house, showing her skills by making a dead mouse appear in Lily's lunch. Because why not? And we get our first real horror moment when the ghost messes with the living room, ordering Alexa to close windows and, set the couch on fire. because that's what any good ghost does when it's feeling feisty. Oh, and then she throws Lily down the stairs for funsies. Then they go see Morgan Strange, who's a huge man-child obsessed with cookies and catching ghosts. He takes them to his spirit cave. Yes, you read that right. Which is about as thrilling as a kid's science project. One of his ghost hunting pals screams when they find a mouse, so I guess that's how you know this is a real ghost hunter's adventure? Finally, we get to the sleepover, because of course that's the big climactic scene. Lily's house is locked down, the music is blaring, phones are useless, and Emily shows up in a cloud of mist. She gives a big dramatic speech about how she hates everyone for coming in and ruining her ghost solitude. But then Lily, wait for it, gives her a hug. And then the other girls join in. And now Emily's happy and not so evil anymore. Hooray! Ghosts love hugs. And then the twist, which is a joke. Rory asks if there was really a ghost, and Alyssa's like, "Ha, you'll never know." I mean, that's it? No creepy twist, just a shrug and a wink? Post-book follow-up. Remember how I complained in my last review about how the book didn't really go anywhere? This is kind of the same vibe. It's like a bunch of spooky things happen, but they don't really matter. The plot jumps around, and by the time you get to the sleepover, you're thinking, did we just skip over like 3 important steps in Ghost Hunting 101? Also, do they really need to hammer home Lily being a hugger? It gets brought up a lot, like we're supposed to be emotionally invested in her hugging habits. It's a little too much. And why does it only matter at the end of the book? What was that build-up even for? I'd say this one gets a solid meh from me. It's got some spooky moments, but not much else. Maybe a few more actual scares would have done it some good. So I'm giving House of Shivers number 5, The Last Sleepover, 6 ghosts out of 10.